Hi, this is Jo from Cutting Edge Craft, and this video is just going to show you a basic overview of what you see when you open Scal. So I've got Scal open. If we go up to File, you can start a new project, you can open an existing project, you can save your project or save your project as, you can import files, you can export your files as SVGs or SCUT3s. You can go to trace image from here. You can actually place an image from anywhere on your computer into Scal. You can send it to Shortcuts Log 2 if that's what you've had previously. There's now an eShape store which provides files for purchase that people have produced. You can share your project, sync into your library, set up your printer, print your designs, and you can open recent projects. The next one is Edit. In Edit, you can do undo for things that you've done wrong. You can redo if you wanted to go back to it. You can cut the. You can copy the design. You can paste the design onto the page. You can paste it in place, so it's exactly where you've copied it. Your paste autofill, if you've got a single design on your sheet, you can click paste autofill and it will fill the whole mat with the same shape. And you also have here your select all, so if you click that it will select everything on your page, and then deselect all, so it will unselect them all. And your preferences, it comes into, if you're importing from Inkscape, it gives you your Inkscape preferences, your Illustrator preferences, and you can also set all these different ones here. You can also click on updates, so you can check for latest updates on Scal 3. You can edit a few of your properties, so your nudge properties, your angle properties. You've got warnings, there's too many fonts, and you can set your grid dimensions here as well. Under the object platform, you've got transform, so in this you can move your items on the mat, you can rotate, you can scale them to size, you can flip them, and you can make them to auto fit to the mat. Under arrange, if you've got 2 or 3 things on your mat, you can decide which you want to bring to front or bring backwards. That helps with when we're doing welding, when we go into the path menu. You can group things on your mat, and when you import files that you need to ungroup so you can cut separately, just click the ungroup and it will put them all on separate layers. You can also break apart your files, which will do similar to ungroup and put them on separate. You can merge your files, you can duplicate your files, you can hide them, show them. You can lock your files, and then you can unlock them. You also have your shadow layer, which is great if you want to do a print and cut and put it on a backing, which has got a little bit of an outline around it. You've got the option of making a rhinestone template, and you can also make a lattice to fit into your file. Under the path menu, you've got a union where it joins 2 or 3 different pieces together to make it one cutting file. You've got an intersection where if you have 2 cutting files together, it will only give you where they intersect, and that's your little bit that will cut. Exclude is basically the opposite of intersection. And front minus back, if you put one object on top of the other, it's going to take that take the back off the front. And back minus front obviously is the opposite. Simplify is to simplify your nodes. You can split paths, reverse the paths, you can do an object to path, and you can close paths. In your layer menu, you can add layers, you can duplicate layers, you can delete the layers, you can arrange your layers the way you want them. You can show and hide all your layers, and you can also lock and unlock your layers. In the page menu you can add pages and you can delete pages. You also have the page properties, which brings up, you can name your page if you have different pages for a file, and you can have them in different colours. In the text menu you can find all the fonts you have installed on your computer to use. You can set the size of the font, you can convert your text to outlines, and you can load a font file. Under view, this will give you all your view options, so you can do your designs in outlines only. You can zoom in and zoom out, and it gives you the hotkeys, which is Control plus or Control minus. You can just zoom to a certain selection. You can fit everything to a window. You can show the actual size. You can then snap to your grids at certain dimensions that you've placed, that you choose. You can create your grid, be able to show it, and you can also create a customized grid. The rulers, you can show your rulers or not, and then you can also change your ruler units from inches, centimetres, depending on what you prefer to use. Under the cutter menu you can set your mat size. You've got 3 standards, and then you can custom size your mat. You can also change your mat orientation, horizontal to vertical. You can do a preview of what you've got on your mat. You've got your preview options. It shows you your print and cut registration marks, your margins, and your pen colours for draw lines. You can also tick show nodes if you want to see the nodes. Then it comes down to what you're going to cut with. So obviously when you start up Scal, you program in your cutter that you're using and your cutter settings, and then you can manage your cutters. So I've at the moment got 3 different cutters, so I can pick and choose which one I want. Under your windows you've got your layers menu, which is down here. You've got your library, any project notes you need to make, and your workspace, and we can adjust your workspace to how you'd like it. You've got a basic and advanced, and you can actually create a custom workspace as well. And then your help menu just gives you some information about shortcut slot 3. You've got your forums, tutorials, your driver, support, how to register your product, checking for updates, etc.